Getting a paternity test, 31 male, 28 female. Hey guys. So around nearly 4 years ago I was in Dubai working remotely for a month. I'm from Ireland by the way. I ended up meeting a girl from the Philippines on a dating app and one thing led to another and we hooked up. A few months later I was back in Ireland for a little bit before I headed off again to Thailand remote working again. I still followed her on Instagram and seen she was pregnant. Immediately I messaged her to see if it was possible I was the father as the timelines kind of lined up pretty close. I wouldn't have been surprised if it was someone else's kid simply with how forward this girl had been with wanting to hook up with me. But anyway I asked her could I do a DNA test when the child was born but she told me there was no point because she knew it wasn't my kid. As she was from Philippines living in Dubai, she told me she had to go back to her country to have the child as there are Islamic laws not in her favor of having a child out of wedlock. I told her that if she did a DNA test before the child was born and it turned to be my son then she could come to Ireland and have him there as even though we weren't together I'd want to help out if it was in fact my kid. She argued against it saying it definitely isn't my kid and why'd I care etc. When she had the kid I found it strange she named him similar to my name, so my surname is Riley and her surname is Duldwo and she called the child Adam Riley Duldwo. When I questioned her on this she said she didn't know it was my name, which I find very strange because outside of Ireland Riley spelled that way, not Riley, is not very common. Since then the child is about 3 or 4 years old, he lives with his grandma in Dubai and the mother moved to Miami. She works in real estate there. I told my parents because I wanted to see what they thought, and if it was my kid I don't want to uproot him from his current living situation but I would move to Dubai as soon as possible to be a part of his life. My dad told me that he didn't think the kid looked like me and that if I was the dad he thinks she would have pursued me for child support and stuff. It eats me up a lot as I really want to know. In this situation what could I do? Or is there even anything I can do? I assume everything would have to go through the mother's wishes but she doesn't even look after him now? Update. I messaged her and she said she's not sure now that I'm not the father. So we're talking about a DNA test now. Update. The mom isn't making a lot of sense. Apparently now the child is living in Philippines with her auntie and grandmom. She said to potentially do the test after his 3rd birthday in Jan. You should seek legal advice. Who knows what the legal position is between an Irish father, Filipino mother, and a child conceived and living in Dubai with a grandparent, while his mother is in America. Technically what you did while in Dubai is illegal and she has every right to be concerned as to what it could mean if this were to come out. Even if you only wanted to provide financial support and have access to your child, this needs to be handled carefully. And even more so if the childcare situation hasn't been formally arranged. I doubt you could simply show up after establishing paternity and there not be ramifications. Be smart about this. Hey man, it's damn cool that you're like this. It's cool to fight, but also don't be too pushy. Imagine if you are not the father and it's like this Rondo hookup keeps pushing his way into someone's life. Anyways, remember in Dubai premarital sex is illegal. Sharia law and all, so don't push in Dubai. It'll make life hard for no reason. I'm not judging either her or you, but if both of you had unprotected sex with a stranger, maybe this isn't a new behavior for either of you. It might be in her interest to have someone step in to support her financially and care for the child, and yet she is saying no. Could be yours, could be from another. I think it's great that you want to take responsibility, but maybe you're not the one who should be doing it. In that case, you're just a guy she slept with once, now pursuing her and her new family. Try to put yourself in her shoes. There's not much you can do. Face the consequences of the irresponsible decision to have unprotected sex with a stranger, and make sure you don't repeat it. She's not asking for money. She told you the child wasn't yours, you might want to believe her. Also, for myriad reasons, moving forward, wear a condom. She was forward? You slept with her too. It's surname not surname by the way. My wife 29f want us to cut my 30m family off. I 30 male need advice on what to say to my wife 29f about this. I'll try to keep it short. Feel free to ask for more details. My wife is a great mother for the most part but can be a bit of a hothead, manipulative at times. She does not like my mom or sister at all. They are genuinely very nice people whom I love deeply. My wife wants us to completely cut off my family. Block their numbers and cease contact. Basically the reason she wants me to cut my family off is because my mom and dad pay more attention to my sister's, 29f, family, my sister, her husband and 2 kids, than she does my family, me, wife and 1 kid. For example, my parents visit them more than us and my parents will watch their kids more than ours. We all live in different cities about 1:30 away. I love my family and don't want to cut them off. How do I convince my wife to not cut them off? Also, she recently cut off her brother because she hates his girlfriend and because he didn't show up to our daughter's birthday party. This seems like pretty toxic behavior and would love any advice from anyone that's gone through this. What is a good way to approach this situation? What should I say to her? Should I cut my family off to appease her? Cutting off your family is not her call to make. She has every right to dislike them, even if the reasons for that are pathetic. But she does not have the right to demand that they are to be cut out of your life. How do I convince my wife not to cut them off? You don't. You simply say, I am not going to do that. If she tries to argue, repeat that same sentence. I am not going to do that. She'll soon get tired of asking if you stand firm on your decision. If she doesn't, well then I'd be asking myself whether I really want to continue a marriage with a person who is so hell-bent on isolating you from your family. Lol, no. Don't cut your family off because your wife needs therapy. Get her that therapy instead. Oh, that's absolutely control. And such an absolutely childish mindset. But what about me? She sounds like a brat and doesn't seem like anyone she cuts off is begging to have her back, for obvious reasons. Do not cut off your family. If she wants to be alone, let her. Misery loves company, and that's why she wants to take you with her, because no one else is around. She's toxic and controlling. Put your foot down. Don't let her destroy the relationship you got with your family because of her immature behavior, temper tantrums. Tell her to do therapy and work on being a better human being, or you will cut contact off with her. Don't be a doormat. Who's gonna support you when she cuts you off? She sounds like my brother's miserable wife. My brother cut contact with our entire family because of her. She also cut contact with her own parents, only child. We saw my brother in September because my father was very ill and died. I was surprised she allowed him to be around us. It's not us. It is her. She is manipulative and controlling. It's not your family. It's her. She is manipulative and controlling. Is it disrespectful to wear a shirt my 45F boyfriend, 48M, bought me to work? I have been dating my boyfriend for 2 years. This fall I got a bodysuit with a Henley-style top. It does have a versus neck to it and cleavage is visible. He loved it on me so much he ordered it in 2 other colors. Last week I had lunch with him during the workday. My job is very casual. I go into my office but do not normally interact with anyone other than my female assistant. There's 3 male employees that occasionally stop in to collect paperwork. I was wearing the bodysuit, jeans, and a flannel over it unbuttoned with a winter coat. Almost every time we go out, my boyfriend thinks men are looking at me. This time he became upset, saying that my tits were out on display and I must love the attention. He said I disrespect him as a boyfriend for dressing like this. Men who come into my work must love looking at me. He said it's okay to wear this shirt when I'm with him, but it's very appropriate for work. I'm pretty confused. Is it disrespectful to wear a shirt he bought me because there's cleavage visible? So you were dressed in classic 80s/90s style and he freaked out. He insecure and controlling. Hell no. He doesn't understand men will still check out a woman even if she's wearing sweats and a messy bun with no makeup. Sometimes even when she's pregnant. I highly doubt this is the first time he's shown how insecure and controlling he is. You deserve so much better than this. He is too old to be this foolish. You're not being disrespectful. You questioning that makes me wonder what other controlling things he says to you. So you can only wear what he likes seeing you in, around him? Oh what? He's giving controlling. You're not disrespectful. Wear what you want, girl. You are 45 years old, a full-on grow-up adult, wear whatever you want. Why would you put up with an insecure, controlling middle-aged man? He should have outgrown that shit out in high school. You capitulate to this, he will dictate what you wear in public. Who needs that shit? My 22F boyfriend, 23M, cancelled on our plans to see his girl best friend. Should we break up? My 22F boyfriend, 23M, and I had gotten concert tickets 2 months ago for a concert in May. It's a pretty big deal since they rarely tour in the USA and tickets are all sold out. My boyfriend randomly told me the other night that he can't go to the concert because his girl best friend will be mad at him if he doesn't go to her graduation party that same exact night. I am a bit frustrated because our plans were first and this isn't something that can be rescheduled. He will be driving 4 hours away for this graduation party. I asked if he could see her the next day because our plans aren't something that can be rescheduled. I'm also just thinking I should call things off now because it's already showing signs I'm not a priority. Needing advice. Go to the concert with someone else and slow fade him out of your life. If you're not his priority, then I would break up. Will you always be the second choice? Single quote opening parenthesis dot. I'm sorry op. I guess a bit more context is needed here. She is 4 hours away. Does he make efforts to hang out with her often? Or is this a once in a blue moon thing? Does he often cancel on you, or is this an anomaly? How often do you two make big plans? Was this a rare treat, or do you often go out and do things together? Does he prioritize other friends over you regularly, or is this rare? Based on what you've said so far, I'd say he is an ass. But these bits of info will definitely change how I see this. He is more comfortable with you being mad at him than he is his best friend. Do with that information what you will. Behavior is a language, and he is saying that he cares about her more than you. Looks like you'll be going to the concert with someone else, because he's your soon-to-be ex. Honestly, her graduation party is not carved in stone. Not everyone has it on the day they graduated or even the same weekend. His decision shows you what his priorities are, and it's not you. He spends more time with her than you. This was supposed to be a special occasion for the two of you, etc., etc. You sound more like the side chick than the girlfriend. Tell him that he should really date her and get on with it.